Hello everyone, I am A. Hasina Bibi, Assistant Professor of CSE Department, Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. In this video lecture, we are going to see one of our certification course, Structured Query Language. Structured Query Language is commonly shortly called as SQL. SQL is a language which is used to operate with a database system. It is used to store data, manipulate data, and retrieve the data stored in the database system. It is used to associate with the relational database system. Relational database commonly database system may be of different types. One of the type is the relational database system. SQL is specially designed for relational database system. It is used to operate with different database management systems like MySQL, MS Access, Oracle, Sybase, Informix and SQL Server. In all those database systems, it is used as SQL will be used as a standard database language. SQL is used to allow the users to access data in a relational database management system. It is used to define the data, describe the data. Also, we can embed with other languages using the SQL modules, libraries and pre-compilers. In this diagram, we can see the SQL architecture. That is, how the SQL query will be applied to the databases, how the query is processed to retrieve the data from the physical databases. So in every database management system, there will be one important module called as query language processor. So the SQL query applied by the user will be given to the query language processor. The query language processor consists of two modules, parser and optimizer. So the parser is used to analyze the query and used to understand what is asked in the query, what are the elements of the query, and the optimizer is used to simplify the query. So these query informations will be given to the DBMS engine. The DBMS engine consists of the file manager and the transaction manager. So this will be applied onto the physical database. So the relevant data items from the physical database will be retrieved as a result of the query processing. Now we can see the databases. That is, we told about a relational database. The relational database is associated with one of the database management system called as Relational RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. So we can see some of the databases. First one is MySQL. It is an open source SQL database which is used to support with different platforms including the Microsoft Windows, Linux distributions like Unix and Mac OS. MySQL database having many good features like it can provide the high performance, high availability, scalability and flexibility to run with any platforms, and it can give a strong data protection and is used to develop a comprehensive applications. Now another one type of database is Oracle database. It is a very large and multi-user database management system. It is used to work to efficiently manage resources database of informations among the multiple clients requesting and sending data over the network. Now, a relational database management system, it is used to construct the relational data items. So, the SQL structured query language is especially designed to apply onto the relational database management system. It is used to process on the data stored in the form of relations. So in the relational database management system or in the relational databases, the data will be stored in a specific structures called as tables. So table is one of the important database object. A table is a collection of related data entries and it consists of columns and rows. Now Field is nothing but one single cell of the table. One field consists of one data item. For example, in a customers table, we can have the different attributes of the customers like customer ID, customer name, age, address, and salary. So all those individual attributes will be maintained in a different columns. So the column is a vertical entity in a table that contains the different informations associated with a specific field in the table. So one field consists of one value that corresponds to one column for a particular entity. For example, in a customer table, we can imagine one field consists of the value either for the customer ID, customer name, or any one of the customer's age, or any one of the customer's address or salary. Now we will use this term null value. Null value means if in a field we don't have any value, that is, if a field have no value means this will be considered as the null value. Now our SQL consists of many commands to do the basic operations on the database. So we can do the operations like we can select the data from the large collection of data items. So to retrieve the data, the important command keyword and its associated keyword is select. And insert, it is a keyword used to insert the data into the table. Then update is used to modify the existing data. Then delete, the delete is used to delete the data items. Similarly, we are having the commands like alter, drop, and create, use, show, etc. Now we can see the operators. Operators is a reserved word or a character used primarily in an SQL statements. These operators are used along with the where class to perform the various operations like comparison operations and arithmetic operations. Especially these operators are used to specify the conditions in the SQL statement, and it is used to serve as conjunctions for multiple conditions in a statement. Similarly, there will be the SQL expression. Expression is a combination of one or more values, operators, and SQL functions that evaluate to a value. SQL expressions are like formulas and they are written in a query language. Now we can see how to create a table with the help of SQL language. We are having a separate syntax to create the table. The syntax is, we have to write in this format: create table. We have to mention on table name. Table name is unique identifier name for the particular table. And inside the bracket we have to list out the column names along with its data type, like column 1 data type, column 2 data type, etc. And along with this syntax for creating the table, we can mention the primary key. The primary key is one of the column or one of the attribute of the entity which should recognize the entity in a unique manner. Okay. For example, we can create the table customer with the columns like customer name, customer ID, customer age, address, salary information, etc. So we have to list out all those column names along with its data type. For example, name means we have to mention the data type as varchar. And for the numeric details, we have to mention the data type as number. Similarly, we can drop or delete the table. So the drop table command is used to remove table definition and all data, indexes, triggers, all the objects associated with the table. So we can apply the syntax like drop table. We have to mention the table name. Now very important command is insert command. So insert into statement is used to add new rows of data into the table. So the syntax is insert into, we have to mention the table name. Inside the bracket, we have to give the values corresponding to the columns. For example, if in a table we are having 3 column means we have to give the corresponding 3 values in a correct order for the column 1, column 2 and column 3. So in this way we can insert the number of datas for the different rows that corresponds to the different columns in a database table. Now select query. The select is an command or the statement which is used to fetch the data from the database. And these data will be returns to the table to the user. For example, the syntax for the select command is select column 1, column 2 from the table name. We have to mention the table name. So in this way, by this syntax, these mentioned columns will be retrieved from the given data table. So that's all about the basics of SQL language. Thank you.